What is up, guys? It's Jack here, and last episode I showed you how to use your inventory, blah blah blah. Now, whilst having the preset classes is fun, the one thing that characterized Arma 3 and Arma 2 is the fact that you can change most things in your character and stuff like that. Now, I used to do the old, removal weapons code, blah blah blah. But it's much easier in Arma 3 due to the fact you just load stuff in a crate. Now, this is done by inserting a unit, going to side empty. You have to have a player to get the empty side to pop up. Go to class, ammo, unit, supply box. And now if you go to preview, you will realise that the supply box is actually empty. I think they placed it there for the reason that you can, so that you can, load it up. But compared to all the other boxes, it's the big one, and it looks like it's been airdropped in. But as you can see, there's nothing in there, so it's ripe for filling. Okay? Now, the best way to do this is to grab your notepad on your computer, obviously, not a legitimate notepad. But yes, we will see you in the next part of the tutorial. We have to go to our desktop. Okay, guys, we're back at the desktop now. I'm sorry. Second attempt of doing the desktop because my brother's a complete dick, run in and made himself look a moron. Guys, now we're at our desktop. I have already created a text file, and get out, you dick. Anyway, I could just edit this bit out. Anyway, guys, so as you can see, I've created. So yeah, as you can see, I created this text file. Now, you may not know what this means whatsoever, but that's why I'm going to run you through it. Okay? Now, we need to go to a website, and it has the class names on the, where is it? I think it's play with 6. Wait. I think you can just Google Arma 3 class names. Wait, yeah. There it is. You gotta type in Arma 3 C. Come on. It's moving stupid. Wait, Arma 3. I saw it pop up then. Sorry, how am I not hitting that? Right, it says 6 config browser editing resource Arma 3 alpha available. You will be brought to this part of the site, and you can just click on any of them, it doesn't matter too much. I'll put this down below because it's much easier to use. And this has the class name for every single thing in Arma 3. Now, I'm going to show you how to make a pack for a scuba diver that wants some other clothes to get out of once he's on dry land, an underwater gun for any self-defense, and a backpack to store it all in. Now, what you want to do is you want to get your text editor and go File, New. So we have this. Now, there are 4 types of cargo in here. We have add item cargo, which adds anything from the items. We have add equip. I think it's equip cargo. I never use it because it usually comes default on your classes. You have add. What else do you have? Backpack. Cargo. And no, you don't have equip cargo. You have add item cargo, add weapon cargo, add magazine cargo, and add backpack cargo. And they are pretty self-explanatory. The add item cargo adds items, clothing items, and just generally things you would consider items. Add backpack adds a backpack. Add weapon and add magazine are also self-explanatory. So first thing we're going to want is the 2 weapons that you can use. And what you want to do is you just want to scroll down, and you want to find the where is it? M. You can use any gun on here, but I'm just showing you how to use this as an example. Where is it? It's not an MP. EBRs are the sniper rifles. Why do I have a feeling? Oh, I really should have just checked that in there. Unless it's not on here at the moment. Let me see. I have it on here. Yeah. I will put all these codes down below, but that's the one for the underwater rifle. It's called an SDA. Here it is. The A rifle SDARF, and I'm going to show you how you would implement that to the game. That shows all the ammunition for it as well, but I will show you how to incorporate that in a minute. So you type this, which tells it it's going to be its unit. Add weapon cargo, and then you do square brackets like that and a colon, then go back in, then do quotation marks, paste what you copied in, and then a colon after that and the amount that you want. So say we're going to have a 10-man diving team, you'd probably have to have a couple spare, so we're just going to put 15 in there just in case. And now say you want a couple of them to have assault rifles, I would just put the default guns on themselves in, because then it means you can put whatever you want on them when we put the attachments in. So as you can see, this is the 6.5mm, and you want to go for, these are just the bulk standard assault rifles that look like the ACRs, and then you just do the same. This adds weapon cargo, and then you do your brackets, and then that, and then your speech marks, and that, and then we'll do 5 of those, and then we're going to need some designated marksmen. So you can usually tell if it's an assault rifle or a sniper rifle by this A rifle, LMG obviously, and then S rifles are obviously sniper rifles. Now what you want to do is, usually you want to find the one just S rifle blah 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 F. It might be a little bit different. Just make sure it's usually just S rifle, the class name of the rifle, then a letter at the end, because that's, as you can see, that's ARCO, something point and a grip. But yeah, this just adds the stuff, because then when you put the attachments in, it changes. So, oh, and you want to put your semicolon. Make sure you put your semicolons in, otherwise it won't work. And we'll give 5 of those as well. Okay. Now, having weapons in your crate's all good, but you're gonna need ammo. So you do this, add magazine. I think it's add magazine. Yeah, add magazine cargo, and then you do your parenthesis and that, and you add your speech marks. And next to your gun, it shows this line here. This line here is the kind of ammunition you put in your rifle. So this is for the sniper rifle, and so if there's 5 of those, usually I'll times it by 10, so everyone gets 10 mags, so I'll give 50 of those magazines. And then let's just find our other things. If you know exactly what you want, you can just type it in. underscore. Yes. Have I got? Okay. Yeah. You want to make sure you don't have anything else in. That was an SW, and we don't want that. So the MXF, and as you can see with this, we have many more magazines that we can put inside of it. But all you really want, oh I know those are for the grenade launch one down there. All you're really gonna want is if you're using a night mission, I would probably use tracer rounds. I just generally use tracer rounds because I prefer knowing where my shot's going. So we're gonna add those. This, add magazine, cargo. You can see where I'm going with this. I mean, if you feel like you know what you want to put in there, take a browse through, and then you're practically done. But you know, if you're feeling a little uneasy on it still, then you can just watch. Okay, and now we want the ammunition for the S-Star, and this has two different types of ammunition, and you want to use both if you want to be able to use them on land and water. So I would just keep this add magazine cargo, or whatever cargo you're doing at the time, copied, so you can just paste it, and you can just do that afterwards, like so. And so we're going to give, how many of those? There are 15 of those, so what, 75 magazines or something like that. Well, no, if we're going to time, you know, if we are going to times it by 10, let's give them 150 magazines for those. And then you just want to keep it pasted. Oh, yeah, you've got to be careful. And then obviously you just do that, and then you do your 30 round 5.56 45 Stanag. And now you may be wondering, how the hell do I implement this into the game? And you don't need to save it as a special file or anything. I just use Notepad because it's much more easy to, it's much more organized. But all you got to do is copy it from here, and then you just go into your Arma, and then you go back, you go to your supply box, find the initialization box, and then you just paste it in. Press OK, go to preview, wait for it to load. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time to load, but then again the map's huge and the graphics are amazing, so we can forgive it. And if it comes up with any errors, it will pop up in a little box before the start of the game. Then if we just run over there, check our gear, 15 S-Stars, 5 MXs, EBRs, 50 20 round 7.62s, 56.5mm 30 rounds, 150 dual purpose, and 150 Stanag. So that's it, guys, for this part. Now let's add some clothing. Now what you want to do is you want to go back to here, and okay, clothing is an item, so this, add item cargo. And now what we want to do is we want to give them wetsuits. Oh no, we want to give them attachments for their guns first. I don't know why, but my mouse flickers with Bandicam. I'm sorry about that. Where is it? Okay, these are different sights, so now we just keep. Okay, this just lets you put any sight you want on your gun. I usually give like 50 of each, so they can just, or you can just, you know, be diverse with what you want. I'm just probably going to skip past this bit because, you know, you probably know what you're doing now. So if you want to just watch me do this, you can. But if you don't, I'll probably just leave an annotation over the screen now so you can just skip ahead of this part. Okay, yeah, you just keep doing this with everything you want. So this is the optic hammer. Oh. Actually, a good one to keep for any of you that what's it called? for any of you that are staying with me right now, you might be a little bit, you know, still a little bit uneasy on what to do. The ACRO doesn't work, so you've got to be careful there. But yeah, I usually just keep a little reminder somewhere of what the class names are. So I know, so I know what this add magazine cargo is, and etc. etc. Because I forget too. And then, as you can see, there's different sound suppressors. So you can just keep it pasted, and the people from the class list was made by the guy that made Ace for Arma 2, and yeah. So all we gotta do is add these things here, and you wanna add your parenthesis like that. Add item cargo, and then you just literally, this is suppressors. Oh, and you gotta add your quantities like so. What the hell? Why was I even doing that? You can just type them in, so you can, so you don't balls up. I just prefer to copy and paste them in because it's easier and faster. But as you can see, it's very, very neat here. But when you go into your Arma 2 editor, it can be a little bit of a buggery. Okay, let's just. Okay, right, that's all the suppressors added. There is other stuff. You can add IR laser pointers and flashlights. Yeah, you know what? We'll give them a couple of flashlights. Oh, I don't know what language this is coding wise. I think it's just its own custom language. I could probably scroll through it and see what's there. Sorry, my mum's shouting at my brother, if you can hear that. Yep. Sorry guys, shouting. A lot of shouting. Alright, there we go. So that may, and then you just want to add the amount again, so that practically just adds every single weapon attachment and stuff that's on right now for your guns, and now let's get on to clothing. It's another item cargo, so you know, yes, but usually I go, usually I'll give these squads the military. I really wanted the boonie hats to work on here, but they don't render properly, so it's a bit of a shame, but ECH spray paints, I usually give a squad those. That. I don't know why I'm giving 50 of everything's usually pretty good. And then protector helmets. Really, you can add whatever you want. I'm just adding what I think is necessary. Usually, I will add recon fatigues because they're kind of like half rolled up and they look freaking badass. I very much like the way it's implemented clothing into storage. It's very much like the new DayZ, because I think DayZ, the new one, once the standalone comes out, runs off the same engine, so that'll be fun. Okay, and then as you can see, you have wetsuit blue, and then you have a camo wetsuit. Oh no, yeah, camo is red, and that's team wise. Usually I go for the blue wetsuits because they're not camouflaged. They are just actual black wetsuits that look like proper wetsuits. And there we go. So we have painted helmets, MCAM vests, and wetsuits. Oh, you also want to put rebreathers in. You need to make sure to put rebreathers in. Oh, and if I were you, I would put LBV harnesses on if you're going to go for the complete look. This is awesome. Add item cargo. Boop. Like that, and then just 50. And then, like that, and we need a rebreather. Yeah, I don't know the difference between rebreathers IR, but I always use rebreather B. So if anyone can tell me the difference between IR and B, drop it in the comments below. And as you can see, this list gets pretty long, and it's very hard to keep up with in the actual editor, as you're about to see. Okay, now that's that. And I don't know where, well no, I know a site where you can get the backpack class names. I just can't be bothered to go there because I know what bag I use anyway. I use the B Field Pack Black because it works very, very well with the what's it called, the harness, the brown harness. So I just want to stick 50 of those in. Okay, that's this part of the tutorial done even. Now let's get back. Oh no, you want to copy this and then get back to your editor, and we're gonna go there now. Okay, we are back in the editor, and I will show you how mental this gets and how hectic it gets. See, it gets pretty mental. That's the end of it, as you can see, but it goes for ages, and you can lose track of things. Then if you go preview, if you've got no errors, it will let you straight through. If there's, you know, class names that it can't find, it will pop up and tell you if you're missing semicolons or if you've done something. It will probably put your mouse cursor there, and you can. That's why I make a pack in the background. Okay, and just showing you how to optimize it all. Yeah, as you can see, there's now a lot of stuff in here, and sometimes you can get lost with it. So what I will usually do is go to items first. I will usually go to the ground, throw my old gear away. The hat is exactly the same, the MTP one, if you use the light rifleman. So yeah, then you go to your crate, and then I am going to grab myself a bag first. And then if you want to use your normal clothes first, you put the clothes that you want to put in the bag. So you're going to put your wetsuit and rebreather in the bag, you just stick it in there. The rebreather does take up a lot of space, so if you want to wear it on the ground, you can. I just choose not to. There you go, then you put your recon fatigues on and your LBV harness, and you look pretty badass as it is. I mean, you could just totally go out like that. But we're not gonna. We're gonna put on our full loadout and show you how it works. The rebreather does take up a lot of space, but we should just be able to sneak a gun in there. No, hang on. Alright, unless we can try and get the wetsuit somewhere else, which we will attempt to do. That's why when you do... Oh, can we slot it in there? I think I can. Oh, go on. You can go in there. Yeah, no, you actually can. Oh, unless it... I think you can actually put guns in places, but usually if I'm doing a mission that includes water, I will put the wetsuit and rebreather on and leave that in the bag. So I'll put the harness in the bag and leave the rebreather on, because once you're on the ground you can dump it all again. So if you're ever going to do a water mission, make sure you put your wetsuit and rebreather on first. But as you can see, this is the LBV harness, and the recon fatigues should... Yeah, it's annoying. You've got to wear it, then put it in the backpack, but they don't like going in the backpack, so... I don't know. Usually, it doesn't take up as much space as it does. But whatever, unless you're ready to drop your harness, in which case you can just put your wetsuit in there and put your recon fatigues on with a rebreather. But okay, let's complete the loadout because I'm just standing here bumbling like a dick. So on our S-Star as our main gun, now you can't put any attachments on your S-Star, so I don't think you can put any attachments on your S-Star. Anyway, let's check. Nope, can't put any attachments on the S-Star, but you can on most other guns. So say we're going to let this guy be the assault rifle dude, we can put an MX in there, and then just carry a host of sights, just in case we need to use them. So let's run in the 6.5, throw a flashlight in there, and an IR laser. Oh yeah, you want to throw your helmet on if you want to use it. You need magazines, so remember to keep space for those, because the dual purpose magazines are pretty hefty, because they take up quite a bit of space. Usually I only keep 2 of those, then just throw like 3 Stanags in there, then leave the rest of it whatever round I was gonna make it. 3, 4, 5. What's that? 5. Let's add a 6th in there. Oh, it added it straight to the recon fatigues. So yeah, guys, run around, experiment, do whatever you want with this. You can do so much with the gear in Arma 3. I mean, this has just been a pinnacle of the Arma games. You can do whatever you like. That was just an example of amphibious units that I make. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching this, guys. If you want to know any more, you can go back to the hub by clicking the annotation now. But other than that, I don't have much more to say on making custom crates. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. What is up, guys? It's Jack, and you may be asking, why the hell am I standing here in my skivvies on the middle of an airbase? The reason this is I'm going to show you how your inventory works in Arma 3 Alpha. Let's get started. Okay, now this gear over here is the gear for the light rifleman, and to be honest, he looks embarrassing in his undies. So let's get him clothed. So if you look in your inventory, you have your clothes, your storage, so your bandoliers, your vests, stuff like that, your backpacks, your helmet, your glasses, your special optics and your optics, your primary,